Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another video. Man, my hair looks crazy like I am the Fonz. It's not too far off from my avatar. Have some bedhead. I think I'll keep it that way. It looks cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quiz. My goal this morning was to wake up early and take a professor master practice exam. Before I do that, I'll do a little quiz with you guys. Why not? So this is Toll Seminars test simulator. And even though it's from the last year's exam, I had this book and I was able to get this product for free with the code in the back of the book. So I wasn't expecting that. That's pretty cool. So let's give it a shot here. 20 questions. And we'll go over each question and think out loud and blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. If your organization is highly sensitive to sharing resources, you might consider which of the following cloud model. Okay, so the only cloud model here where you don't share resources is when you have your own cloud, the most expensive model of them, which would be private cloud. Which of the following is the best description of risk? Okay, cost, possibility, damage, level. When I think of risk, what word do I think of? I think of like a possibility of something going wrong, right? That just jumped out at me without really thinking at all. And I think I'll go with that. Cool. Three, which of the following is a representation of the frequency of an event in a given year? Okay, so you want to think of year, right? We have all kinds of terms like single loss expectancy, annual rate of occurrence, ALE, frequency, rate of occurrence. Yeah, that one's annual rate of occurrence, ARO. So that one would be about frequency of a year. The other ones are annual loss expectancy, or how much it would cost, single loss expectancy, how much it costs for one event, frequency of the year. Several service level agreement, that's not at all related to risk and cost. Okay, next. You have set up a private organization PKI system with a root CA and intermediate CAs using a hierarchical trust model. To get your end user system trusted servers, you need to have the end systems trust the root CA imply what to the servers? Well, I do remember seeing a graph of the PKI, and at the very top, you have the root certificates, and then you have the authorities that hand it out, or the end entity certificates, and then you have the leaves on the bottom. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to go with C because I think that's what they need. As an end user, you would need that cert. Okay, but I won't waste too much time because I'm not too sure. So I'm just going to move on. Which type of malware demands a payment from its victims? Okay, when it wants Bitcoin or some money, when you boot up your, can't access your file or your system, ransom or ransomware. What is the term for software designed specifically for a nefarious purpose, such as installing a backdoor on a system? Yeah, I mean, something bad, right? Negative, bad, evil, malice, malware. So, yeah, having a good understanding of vocabulary definitely helps on this exam. What is a specific name given to sturdy posts, often made of concrete or galvanized? Okay, so when you see like Target, for example, it has those big red balls by the entryway or the where you walk in. Those are called bollards. They're big and they're just made to ensure that no one can drive up to a building. What is the primary difference between authorized and semi-authorized hackers. I don't remember this in the 701, so I'm gonna have to be very careful. Maybe this isn't in the 701. I might go back in my book and take a look. Actually, since, we're just having fun here, let's look it up right now. I have the official book right here. So this is what I do if I'm using an old exam. So if you guys are out there, you have old material, it's fine. 601 is great, but just make sure you reference current material. So this is what I would do in this case. Authorized hack. I don't see anything about that. So I'm not going to take this question too serious. Uh, okay, authorized means you're allowed to do it. Permission. I think you have permission. That makes sense to me. Like I said, it's a wordy test. Okay. You are tasked with setting up a public key infrastructure in your organization, a PKI. This system will be used to generate all certificates needed for all systems. What is the component you need to configure? Yeah, you need a root authority, right? CA, certificate authority, root CA. That's always at the top. That's the most important one. Okay. Which of the following uses GPS and or RFID to detect when mobile devices cross a barrier? Geofence? Cross a barrier? Barrier. That's a very specific word. Why don't they just say border or location? Well, that might give it away. Okay, fence, geofencing, barrier, fence. Again, vocabulary, right? Synonyms. Okay, after you get the certificate authority, wow, a lot of certs. Like so many cert questions they're throwing at me. I haven't seen these before. Okay, after you get the CA built and configured, your manager asks you why all this effort is needed just to generate keys. What is the difference between a key and a certificate? Keys contain only the public key data. Certificates contain information about the algorithm. Certificates contain metadata about the key. Keys contain how to program the cipher. Well, like, yeah, keys are about encryption and encrypting it or hashing. So it tells you how to hash or how to cipher, how to encrypt, how to scramble. And they want to know what's the difference between a key and a cert. A cert is like a signature or a fingerprint, like, hey, this is who I am, I did it. But when it gets to encryption, I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah. Okay. What are we on now? 12 out of 20. Okay, keep going. Which of the following has its roots in system engineering, or it is commonly referred to as configuration management? Uh, Going between B and C. Configuration. Let's go for that. Same word. Okay. Which is not a specific type of a recovery site. Hot, warm, or cold. So those are the different types of sites when you have disaster recovery, not geographic, are unsecure. Okay, so any of these that don't use encryption, well, I'll just be honest with you and let you know that this is the only one that's secure or that uses encryption. The other ones are out of date since like the 80s and 90s. Okay, which of your organization's adoption of encryption users are allowed to protect data with their private keys to prevent data loss if a user loses their private key, what technology should be implemented? Key escrow. You can save the private key somewhere that only you know where it is. I think that's probably the best one to recover a private key. Okay. Which of the following refers to the connection of events based on Common basis. That's not very specific. If it was more specific, I would go with the seam. But again, synonyms, vocabulary, correlation, connection. That word is similar. So I'm going to go with D. What is the term used to describe the characteristics of a software system to process higher workloads on its current resources or on additional resources without interruption? Let's see, software system, higher workloads on its current resources or on additional resources without disruption. Elasticity. Well, scalability is long term or how you plan to grow it, but elasticity is like in the short term. If you need resources and you need it now, then it's more elastic, like a rubber band that just stretches as you need it versus yeah, long-term scaling. Okay. What attack method typically targets users instead of computers? About people, social media, right? Social people. Again, vocabulary. That's social engineering. Specialized and embedded systems have a different set of constraints that they are designed to operate under. Which of the following are considered some of these constraints? Okay, so you want to think about legacy hardware or embedded systems. They may not have a network connection. They may not have updates. Very dangerous. Okay, so which of the following are constraints or negatives? What are negatives about these things? So I try to process these words, make sure that I use synonyms. Constraint sounds like a weird word. Who uses that? So I just use the word negative. Okay, so what's negative about embedded systems? Power types, may design elements. I have no idea about power. Sounds weird. Without direct connectivity, I guess including networking features would increase power demands. I guess so, yeah. The level of computation resources, crypto functions. What about embedded systems? Something from a long time ago. Inability to patch. Yes. D is a given. B, I'm not quite sure about. Hmm. Okay, I'll learn from that one. Next. What are the IPsec modes of connections? Okay, so I know that you can go from host to host. I know that you can go server to network. I know that the tunnels for the gateways on firewalls are much better with IPsec. I remember that from my Network Plus. And the ability to make a tunnel from peer to peer, like host to host. Server to server? Wouldn't that just be host to host as well? It's pretty confusing. Okay, B and D. And we're going to end the exam. How did we do? Cross your fingers. Uh-oh. Well, yeah, I still have some things to learn. I am in my grind mode. I am making mistakes in practice exams, and I'm absorbing as much as I can over the next 6 days. So it's good. I'm still learning. Okay, so what did I miss? Yeah, private clouds, you don't share those. Okay, risk is a loss, possibility. Think of that. Great. ARO, annualized rate of occurrence, frequency in a year. Okay, I messed up on this one. PKI, so I probably need to study certs. I bet I missed the cert questions. Pretty tough. Certificate chain is a root, CA, intermediate, and leaf, as well as the end entity certificate. So you need to use the certificate chain. Yes, like that. So if you're going to install a server, you needs to follow this structure, this hierarchy. So I didn't include all of it and I missed that question. Okay. So that's what PKI looks like. Next, ransomware. Give me your money. Malware, malice, nefarious, something bad. Bollard. Yeah. It's talking about Target, right? Like that, the huge red ball. So you can't drive your car up and hit it and damage it. And I mean, it looks cool like a decoration, but serves some more purposes too. Okay, authorized means you have permission. Again, a wordy test, right? You just have to look at those words and be careful. Ooh, I got the root CA. Cool. Geofencing, yep. Cross a border, a barrier. Certificates contain metadata about the key as well as the key itself. What's the difference between a key and a certificate? Certificates have information about the key. Yeah, you're right, because it needs the key to sign it. Okay, I missed that one. Good thing. Learned something new there. Configuration control, configuration management, change management. Change management has its roots in system engineering concepts. Okay, so for example, I missed this, right? So I'm going to take my book that I'm using to reference, look up change management. Now I know that I need to read this after this and brush up on it because I missed it. Next, geographic site. Okay, those are all insecure. Pretty easy question. Key escrow, you put a private key somewhere that you can get later. Correlation when something's the same or connected. Oh, that one is scalability. Okay, scalability is characters as to process higher workloads. Scale up. Capable of change without breaking. So, okay, I need to study elasticity and scalability. What else we have here? Okay, IPsec modes. So you can go host to host, gateway to gateway. What else? Yeah, host to host, server to server, host to server, but not server to network. Yeah, that threw me off because I really thought that they use it for gateways. Okay, well, that's the end of the test. I still have some more studying to do. I'm getting closer to it, but not quite there yet. So did you learn something new? Did you have fun? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you feel a little bit more confident and or maybe you learned something new today. Please like and subscribe. If you want to check out my other videos, go ahead. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.